Hi, this is Alvara from Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to create a stencil made out of transparency. And one thing that when I create my stencil out of transparency, I like to have an adhesive in the back so that way it lays completely flat on my project, and I can either glimmer mist or I can use paint or whatever with the stencil. So the first thing we're going to do is I have this repositionable acid-free low-tack paper adhesive, and it's by Plaid, and I'm going to put some on the back of this stencil. Put some on my cup. Then I take a piece of wax paper, okay, and a brush, and I brush this on lightly. So you go ahead and make sure you cover the whole stencil, and you don't need a lot of this adhesive. We mainly just want to create it so that way when we put it on our project, it won't lift off as we either use it for glimmer misting or whatever we want to use it for. And I got this idea because Tim Holtz sells mask, and his mask has a sticky adhesive that when you put it on your paper, it doesn't move, and you can use your foam brush or whatever you have, and you can kind of rub your ink pad or your brush on the stencil, and it won't move. So I thought that maybe I can do the same thing using repositional adhesive, so that way once it dries, it won't move. So here, once you have it, you put the glue on your project. Then you let it dry at least for 24 hours. And that's what I did with this one. I allow it to dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it on my quick cut mat. And I'm going to put my stencil on there. And don't worry that if it removed a little bit of the paper, that's okay. Because a lot of, it's just we're not gonna leave it on the paper. It's mainly just our mask. So make sure we have it nicely adhered on our Cricut mat. And what I'm gonna do is this argyle. It's one of the ones that I'm gonna do. And then I'm also gonna do this flower stencil. So let me do the argyle first. And I'm gonna go to the Cricut and show you how to do that. Okay, I'm on my Cricut. I'm at my Cricut here, and now I'm gonna feed in my mat with the stencil on it, or with the transparency on it. Gonna load the mat. And oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Okay, for this one, since transparency is thin, I'm going to put it on 4. I'm going to lower my pressure. Let's put it on medium. I'm going to leave the speed on high. And I'm just going to cut it once. And let's see how that works. Okay, I finished cutting my template, and when you cut this, make sure it's actually, I had to increase the pressure, and I had to cut it twice. And I had it also increase, instead of 4, the blade depth, I had to put it to 5, because otherwise it doesn't cut through. So if you're going to do this, make sure you set it to 5 for your blade. And then you set your pressure to high. And you cut it twice. And also, this one, it came off a little bit as I was cutting it. I can still use it, but it didn't really fully cut out all the way that how I wanted it, because I didn't put tape on the edges, so it kind of moved. So the other thing you want to do is make sure you tape the edges real good with some masking tape. And then, so that way it guarantees that it will not move. And if you do that, you'll get a pretty good cut. So this is the first time that I did it. So that's why I really didn't know exactly what I needed to do. But when you cut it, make sure you put tape on the side to hold it down. Plus you do it twice, like I said. Cut it twice. And you need to put a high pressure and the blade to 5. But look at it. So there's my template, and you can keep these little things also. And what I will do with these, I'll use some wax paper, and I will store it on wax because it has a sticky backing. So I will store it on wax like that. So let's see how they came out. I got some paper here that I want to test this out. And I want to test it. So I'm going to put some paper bag material to protect my surface. And let's go ahead and take some piece of white paper. Peel it off. And the reason why I wanted to put the sticky back on it, a repositional adhesive, because then I can really lay it down. See how I can lay it down? I can take my distressing ink, and then I can really do what Tim does. He really rubs it in on his stencil, and I can do the same thing on this one. I can really rub it in without having to worry that my stencil is going to move on me. Take a little bit of paper and go over the top to make sure you kind of clean the excess ink from the stencil. And then you can see how you can peel it. And actually, before I peel it off, let me go ahead and spritz it a little bit. So I'm going to spritz a little on the side here. Oops. Okay, maybe take another color. Let me pour this up. And maybe then let's lift it off. Okay, let's lift it. Put it on here, and there you have it, my stencil. Now let's see how it looks. Another thing you can use this for is like if you want to change the background. So see this stripe, I can easily put this on. I can easily put this on, tack it down, and then let me use another, let me see what color, maybe some pink. Make sure you know where your nozzle is going. Okay. You can allow it to dry or just clean it up a little bit. I'm making a mess here. Okay. Let's peel the stencil off. And so there you have that one. And then let's look and see how my flower one came out. And I can reposition this one here, wherever I want it. And then use something else. I ran out of this one, but you get the idea. Clean it up. And peel it off in there and then store it. So once you're done with it, make sure it's nice and dry, your stencil. And just store it on these sheets. And there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope I inspire you to create your own stencils. You can create your own swirls or own big flower, whatever you want to do. You just create it with your Cricut. Use transparency, some repositional adhesive, and you are good to go. Hope you liked the tutorial. Come back to see me for some more. See you. Bye.